Sagittarius, my name is Emil. This is a general and collective reading, so if something doesn't resonate, just let it be for someone else. Thank you, I appreciate you. If this resonates, leave a like or a sub if you want to. Let's get to it. So firstly, we're gonna do a past, present, future spread, just to see what energy you're in. At this moment, thank you Spirit, guys, thank you higher self. So, in the past you have the World and Eight of Wands. The World is a card of being able to either having everything that you ever want or just unveiling a new version of the world that you haven't really been able to perceive or even reach in the past, in a more distant past. But this seemed pretty recent, and you're not only having all these opportunities. Eight of Wands is a energy of forward movement, very fast movement. And it's also a card of passion, self-worth, confidence, I meant to say. Four of Pentacles is a card of both, it's a card of stability, according to financial needs, not financial needs, but just financials, stability in financials and in wealth and in health. Four is very much a number of stability, and Pentacles is all about financials and health. But it kind of feels like it's been a rough time. You need this little space with breathing air and just taking a breather right now, because it seems like, I get the feeling when I look at the card, I get the feeling that it has been a very rough time, and right now you just need to rest. Page of Cups is an energy of either not believing or believing so much that it takes you to the next place. Page of Cups is primarily water paired with earth, which means primarily relationship. Primarily, it's about it can be about relationships. It's primarily about emotions, either in friendships, relationships, or in family. And page is earth, which is grounding. So it's a pretty balanced card. It might seem like not much is happening right now, but what you're doing while taking a break, a short break in your process, it's actually helping you being more free in the next situation that you get into. In the future, you look, this is motivation, this is inspiration, this is passion, this is groundedness. It's just a zestness for life. And Knight of Pentacles, that screams independency, financially and physically, according to health, according to everything material. So let's clarify a little bit. So I feel like in this situation with the world in the past, it has been very necessary to be very intellectual, very communicating about what is okay for you, and what is not, what is beyond your boundaries and what is not. King of Swords is air, and air, very airy energy. Either communication, a lot of mentality, a lot of thinking. It's a lot about the intellect, but I feel like King of Swords is very much a very sharp intellect, a very sharp communication. This I can stand, this I cannot stand. It's about boundaries, I get. For the Eight of Wands, you have the Charity, which only supports Eight of Wands energy, which is a forward movement energy, which the chariot is, it's very much about a very, very fast forward movement energy. So I feel like this is about, often I feel like the reason and the point where we learn the most is in adversity. So I feel like you have gone through a lot of adversity, a lot of things that needed you to be resilient, to control your, not control, but to manage your own temper, manage your own emotions and communication, because it has not been easy necessarily. And then you have Seven of Swords. I want to clarify that. What is Seven of Swords? Seven of Swords is about the Fool. So I don't know if you're worried about people being out to get you, or people not having clear intentions, hiding behind a mask. I don't know if that is a feeling you have or have had. But I get that you don't even need that, because as long as you stay on your path, as long as you stay true to yourself, as long as you keep your boundaries straight and and communicate your boundaries and keep focusing on what brings you peace, passion, and just if you remain the mindset of the full, open, almost naive, but not really, but open and innocent. I feel like this energy out here is not even gonna have an effect on you. It's not even gonna do anything because you're definitely doing it. It's protected, and yeah, it's just not gonna work. People who's out to cheat is only out to cheat themselves. They think they're cheating others. They think they are going behind others' backs, stealing from them, talking behind their backs. But we all, when you reach a point, it can't really go on without you knowing. But it's gonna have no effect. It's gonna be basically useless. So the fool cancels out the trickster, the manipulator, the fake person who's behind the back doing stuff without saying what. I feel like you have had a need to. Queen of Wands is a card about fire and water, which often can be it can be an interesting mix. Primarily fire, which means if you put a little bit of water on fire, it either dehydrates or boils. So I feel like this is an energy of boiling water. This is an energy of emotions boiling because of passion. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but this is a unique kind of energy. There's both emotion and passion, motivation. I don't know if any of those resonates with you, but that's at least what the cards, the Queen of Wands, that kind of energy makes stands for. We also have the lion in the background, which is motivation, pride, self-worthiness. But it doesn't really seem like a bad thing. It seems like it's a way of reacting, or just responding, or just being in this circumstance right now. But I feel like it seems like it's a coping mechanism, but it's not. It's just really the result of being where you are, have gone through what you have gone through. Nine of Cups is an energy of almost emotional completement, but not really. It's emotional independence. Don't really need others to verify our emotions or our needs. We are enough as we are. Actually existing makes you enough. You don't even have to live up to any expectations or anything like that. Only people who reject themselves do anyways. But don't hate on the messenger, I'm just saying what I get. Knight of Pentacles, it's a very independent energy. It's a very having all that you need, but moving forward independently, maturely, without a worry in the world, just grounded and passionate about the future. And Ace of Wands is very much a symbol of a new idea, new intellect, new perspective, new perception. Maybe it's about unhealthy situations. Maybe it's about releasing unhealthy situations. It could very much be addictions, negativity, narcissism, or unhealthy things that you consume, unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy anything. I feel like, yes, you're going through it, but right now it's not as I don't want to say bad, because it's not a bad thing, because nothing is bad. Actually, everything that happens is for our best. Every situation, every adversity is an opportunity for growth. Without being in that uncomfortability, it's basically you're unable to grow. Let's do a present obstacle solution spread. Present So your present energy is very much independent, primarily masculine. I don't know if you're feminine or masculine or not, but we all have both energies. So I'm not talking about gender here, I'm talking about energy. The Emperor is very much a wise man, always ready to act. A wise man always ready to take the decision needed, always ready to sacrifice something. But it's not about sacrifice, it's about getting the stuff done that needs to be done. It's very much a leader energy. It's very much, he can even be very old and rigid in his perceptions and way of thinking. But I feel like this is about standing one's ground, or just not giving a fuck about anything. Maybe it's others' opinions, maybe it's others' actions. Nevertheless, the Emperor is, I don't give a shit. That's not my issue. It's more like an energy of independence, masculinity. Not caring too much, not caring too little either. The Four of Cups is very much an energy of emotional dissatisfaction, dissatisfied with the current circumstances, yet having all that you need, having even all that you want right before your face, but because you're focused too much on the Three Cups, you don't even see the one right in front of you, being directly guided to you, directly handed to you, directly from the divine. So in your obstacle we have celebration. Six of Wands is a celebration with stability, passion, and self-worth and motivation. And you also have the Lovers, which often doesn't mean an introduction, but it can be basically about anything from friendship to family to acquaintances to to, yeah, third party lovers. I don't know. It could also be the one. It could be anything. The lovers is a very, it's about, it's Gemini energy, so it's very, it's primary mentally energy, but it's also about emotions. So it's a very 50-50 about emotions and intellect, but it's mostly used about connections that are very deep, but not necessarily only it's not always about soulmates. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's also about karmic soulmates, which oftenly we don't really get to be with because it's karmic, it's unhealthy, but nevertheless, that's the card you have in your obstacle, which to me says that you really want a celebration in love. You have felt like you needed to stand your ground. You needed to stand your ground when you feel unsatisfied emotionally. So, yeah. You really want that love. No doubt about that. What's the rest of this solution? So, yeah. Actually, my situation looks very much the same right now. You, in your solution, this is your now energy. This is your present energy. This is your obstacle. Your obstacle is celebration and love, stability, passion, forward movement, self-worth, motivation. Your solution, according to your problem, is Nine of Wands, which is an energy of feeling that you need to protect yourself. Nine is a zero that speaks of almost completement. It's not gonna get any worse. It's very much about to end. Nine is about an soon to be ending, but Wands is about passion, motivation, creation. But in this situation, it's about defending oneself, or at least the feeling that you need to defend oneself, you need to defend yourself. Maybe there are, I'm not gonna guess, but I guess we'll see when we clarify that. But you definitely have the need to take a break, or at least move yourself from this situation, this emotional situation, this thing that takes all your energy. Because when you leave it and when you focus on yourself, when you fully let go without expectations, or you're allowed to have hope, of course, but I would say either way, be satisfied. And I know how hard that can be, because I have that kind of situation myself. I just needed to focus on myself, keep that focus straight, and not waver in that, and leave something behind that you actually don't want to leave behind. But that's the solution to not being too attached to it. And I don't know if it's meant to be or not. That's not anything that the card is telling me right now. But you have the Hermit, so I feel like you're standing still. You're introspecting. You're reflecting about this need to stand up for yourself. And you're definitely moving to a better place. And moving from turbulent waters into more softer waters. And It's about health arriving at the perfect time, but still being 6 is about balance. It's about harmony, but Source is about the intellect. So it's about bringing the intellect into harmony. So you're from a very chaotic situation, at least mentally, and at least intellectually. It felt like that. I don't know how it was, but that's at least how it shows up. And according to this obstacle, Nine of Swords, it feels like you've had a lot of worries keeping you up at night. Definitely. Maybe you're still having, but that's the obstacle. If I should give an advice, breathe more, because I know how hard it is, and also focus on what you know you need to focus on. Use your time on what you need to use your time on. It doesn't necessarily have to be an activity. Sometimes it's just taking a nap or walking a walk or anything that might help make you feel better and take you away from this Nine of Swords energy, because it's 9, which means almost completed. It might be nightmares. It's very much, it is intellectual, but it's almost finished. It's a very dead thing. It's so close to ending. Just have to leave it. And I'm not saying that you won't get back to it ever. I'm not saying that this is permanent. I'm just saying that if you can accept leaving the situation early and not worrying about how it's gonna turn out, then it's actually gonna turn out in your favor. I'm pretty sure of that. King of Swords, very air and air. It's a very intellectual energy. It's not that much about communication. It's more about introspection, reflecting. I also feel like it's about one's reality, one's way of perceiving one's world. But you defending yourself, it's really gonna help you in the long run. 9 of Pentacles, almost total completion in wealth, in materials. It's an energy everyone needs. It's an energy anyone likes, but it's not. It's an energy of having what you need, not needing anything else, but not necessarily having anything you want. You're not having everything you want. You're having everything you need. That's the 9 of Pentacles. Clarify 8 of Cups. So, with the 8 of Cups, you have Queen of Swords, which is very much about, it's both about the intellect and the emotions, but it's about communicating one's feelings in an intellectual way, not letting the feelings taking over, using your intellect to explain exactly how you feel, or just to keep your boundaries straight. But at the bottom of the deck we have the wheel. I feel like this situation is divinely guided, and it's definitely gonna You're on your way in a better direction. You just need to let something go, and you need to focus on other stuff. You need to focus on what helps you and what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. I think you know what you need to do. Seven of Swords, very much an energy of taking advantage of anyone or of someone else. It's an energy of sneakiness. Clarify Seven of Swords. So clarifying Ten of Swords, we have Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles to me is either a card about juggling or not being able to take a choice, not knowing which choice to take. Two is about duality. Pentacles is about wealth and health, financial stability. Okay, so clarifying Two of Pentacles, we have the Sun and Eight of Swords. So I feel like this decision that you're not being able to make is definitely holding away your happiness, holding away your joy, and you resolving the situation, breaking these fears and illusions that hold you bound and that keeps you up at night. But you're on your way in a much better direction. Just don't let yourself get distracted by all these things that looks like you can't live without them, because you're also taking care of yourself, healing yourself. You have to focus on yourself. You have to pick yourself first. If you don't, you're not gonna be much. You're not gonna be able to do much. You're not gonna be able to achieve much. You have to focus on yourself. If you don't, who's gonna do that? And you have Ten of Wands. It's very much an energy of letting go of have taken on too much. You have taken on too much, and you need to let go of what you don't necessarily need to carry on anymore. I know that this might seem like a very harsh message, but you're getting the Lovers and the Emperor out. So I feel like this is about a situation where you have to be justice about yourself. You have to be honest to yourself. You have to focus on you. I know that this love situation, I really know what it's about. I've just been in this, but don't let love from the outside, don't let that make you take a decision where you're not gonna support yourself, because you need that self-support, you need that independence, you need that comfortability, that independence. You really need to focus on yourself. And also, whatever you think about, you're feeding your energy to, which means that it's not necessarily helping, but I feel like the best advice you can get right now is focus on yourself, breathe, and things gonna, if it's meant to be, it's gonna solve itself. It's gonna tip the scales. It's gonna, I know how it feels. I know how it might seem that you're not getting exactly what you want. That's not life. You don't pick what you get. you do the best with what you have. And right now you have the need to focus on yourself. Release control. And step into your power. So yes, trust the universe, release control, and step into your power. Focus on yourself, breathe, take maybe a little break where you just are by yourself, doing what suits you, what keeps your boat afloat. Focus a little more on yourself, especially be certain, or not necessarily certain, but be aware of where you feed your energy, where you shift your energy, what you focus on, because maybe that's why you're feeling like you're feeling. I've just realized that I've been spending at least half a week wasting my own energy on something that I don't even pick if it's gonna happen or not. I really know how it feels, and I really know how big that these love things can be, but it's divinely guided. You're not gonna lose anything necessarily. It's just gonna be a little break where you focus on yourself and realize that you need to pick yourself first, because if you don't, you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're not gonna be able to, if you don't love yourself first, then who can you love? You're only able to meet others on the level that you meet yourself. This was your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you peace and prosperity. Be well.